Hi, this is Crystal Melanson from Zen Functional Wellness, and today I wanted to answer a common question that I get asked. How do you remain social when you are on a special diet or you have food restrictions? So it can often be tough, especially at first when you're transitioning to either stick to a diet that you would like to and still be able to go out with your friends and be social. So I have 7 tips for you on how to do this. So number 1 is just give a short and sweet explanation. So you don't need to go into a long story about why you are on the special diet or the foods that you have given up. So you can say, I'm giving up gluten right now because I think it's best for my health. Or I've been dealing with some chronic health issues, so I'm trying this diet because I think it'll help me recover. So just give a really short and sweet explanation to those either hosting the party or friends that you are with in case they ask or are wondering what's going on. So number 2 is preparation. So if you're going to somebody's party at their house, you can either text the host ahead of time and give them a heads up, say what we just did, one of those short explanations, and then offer to bring a dish. So you don't need to put the responsibility on them necessarily to accommodate you, but offer to bring a dish that fits your diet that you can share. Maybe it's a side or appetizer. This way you know you have something you can eat there, but it's not necessarily putting a big responsibility on the host, especially if you have a long list of restrictions. There's definitely friends out there and people that will be more than happy to accommodate, but even just opening that door and offering to help will make it a lot easier. If you're going out to a restaurant, you can check the menu ahead of time. So most restaurants have their menus online, so you can look through and figure out a few dishes that might accommodate you best. So then when you get there, you can talk to the waiter and make sure, or even call the restaurant ahead of time. But that way you're prepared so you know kind of what you're walking into. So you can stick to your guns and eat something that you are not really wanting to. So number 3 is don't go hungry so you don't get caught hangry. So the last thing you want to do is get somewhere, realize you can't eat any foods, and then you get irritable and upset and it becomes a bigger deal than it needs to. So whether you need to eat ahead of time, probably always eat a snack ahead of time, so don't necessarily go hungry and rely on having to be completely fed at this party or this restaurant. So having a snack ahead of time or bringing snacks with you. So I do often have bars or even bags of olives or nuts, or I've had all sorts of crazy things in my bag to bring with me, whether it's out at the bars or the restaurant, just to make sure that I can have a snack. And especially if it's a longer night out, I don't get caught hungry and wanting to go home or needing to go home or ending the fun just because I need something to eat. So always be prepared. Number 4 is have a drink in hand. So this doesn't necessarily mean alcoholic, but especially if you are at a party, there's lots of foods around, having a drink in hand keeps you a little bit more social. People aren't necessarily noticing that you aren't eating, so it doesn't become a topic. So even if you're just holding a soda water or a glass of water with lemon, or if you do wine or a drink, just holding on to that, it'll make you feel like you're a part of the party and you're more interactive without having to eat. So sometimes even when I'm out at dinner and there aren't a lot of food choices for me, I'm able to have a drink, and that just makes me feel more part of the table. So being able to have a drink can get you more involved. And once again, that doesn't have to be alcoholic, but just having something there that you're consuming as well. So number 5 is host the party. So if you are into this new lifestyle, you don't want to So number 5 is host the party. So if you're into a new lifestyle and new recipes, new way of eating, have people come over. You be the one that hosts the dinner party or the Friday night game night and share your favorite recipes with everyone so you can show them all the foods that you're enjoying. It gives you more control over what you're eating, and it invites others to enjoy the foods that you do. So you don't, once again, necessarily have to tell them that it's the specific diet that you're on, or that everything's gluten-free or dairy-free or paleo, or whatever it is. But you can bring them over and share these foods, whether it's a potluck and others bring theirs, but you're inviting them into your world. And this also gives you more control because you know that you're going to have foods on hand that you would like to have. I often have parties where a lot of, all the food is sticking to most of my dietary restrictions, but people don't even notice because good food is good food. So you're opening the doors to others into your world a little bit. Number 6 is confidence. So just know that these choices that you're making are because you're loving your body and caring about your health. So don't get drug into, the naysayers and people trying to bring you down or questioning why you are eating the things you do, and be confident with this. And part of that is also don't flip-flop your choices. So it makes it a lot harder for other people to want to support you or understand what's going on if one night you say you aren't eating a food and then the next night you are. So if you're going out to a restaurant and you're getting your whole meal, dairy-free, but then you decide to take a bite of somebody's cheese plate, that gets really confusing to others. So stay strong with your choices and be confident with them so that others can really support you and understand this lifestyle that you're taking on. And number 7 is find support. So whether this is online or in person, find others that are in your tribe and others that are experiencing the same things that you are. So you can either go on forums, there's lots of support forums where you can share recipes and tips, or even in-person meetups. There's lots of meetup groups out there for different diets or food allergies, or finding friends that might be into it as well, that you can have a buddy there when you're out that you can support each other and stay strong with. And this just opens it to enjoy similar things with those around you. So those are my tips for you on how to stick to a special diet and still remain social. So you don't have to give up your social life. I'm young, I love to go out and be with my friends, and food is often a big part of it. And just because you're on a special diet or have restrictions does not mean you have to give that up. So follow these tips, and if you have any others that have helped you out, please share those in the comments below. And you can visit my site, www.zenfunctionalwellness.com, for more tips and articles around this subject. So thank you so much. Have a great day.